that because it's based on an understanding of the technical requirements, business requirements, and then you've got the software and analytical skills to turn that into the reality.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think it rings a bell to me because when I was in China last year, so when we talk about what we do, basically what we're saying is, oh, are you selling software? No, we're not selling software. Oh, you're doing consultancy. Well, we're doing consultancy, but we don't just write a report. So people don't realize the saying, so they say, oh, are you trying to do bespoke development, or are you really expensive? It's like, it doesn't quite work like that. It's more like you go out and find the context, you know the subject you're dealing with, and then you put solutions in. And when you be able to do that, and you know how to do that, actually it's not that expensive. It's probably, you know, because you put in what you needed to do, the waste is less. So that's probably how a lot of successful stories we have, because there's a lot of context-based innovation. You know, it's not like I develop a new robot or new drone system for you can use, but it's more like that's your problem as a context. I have an innovation solution to suit you. It's not necessarily more expensive. A lot of people are thinking, oh, it's too expensive, but it's not. But it's more like fit for purpose. That's like the story Charles wanted to say in the Scottish transport.
Yeah, we're creating a solution for a client. We're not trying to sell them a bunch of software. We're trying to, you know, give them a solution. It may well be based on stuff we've done elsewhere, but it will be a unique solution for that client.
Yep.
It will end up certainly cheaper than buying some of the big systems, and it will do what it's, you know, exactly what you want.
Yeah.
So, your values are to create safer, smarter, and sustainable place to live, work, and travel. What is your own interpretation on this?
Well, I
maybe
think
some stories.
Sorry?
Can you share some stories?
Well, I think if you look at all our projects, I mean, make a bold statement. Nearly all our projects will feed into that. So if we're talking about the work on the Forth Road Bridge, what we're trying to do, it's smarter. If smart is using data and information to monitor the bridge, it's safer because what we're doing is using a weather forecast to predict the performance of the bridge and allow the managers to close the bridge early. If the wind's going to come up, they can understand how the bridge is going to behave based on what we're there. So, you know, if you're talking about Network Rail, we're making the trains run more reliably. We talk about Heathrow Airport, that's certainly, you know, got all those elements in it. So everything we do fits into that, well, virtually everything that we do fits into that category pretty well. We did some work, Fan through and with Fan, with National Grid, around understanding the behaviour of the infrastructure there. So, I mean, that's a sustainability issue, isn't it, really? It's, you know, understanding when you have to replace the infrastructure and potentially lengthening the time periods between when you do have to do it. So, not wasting your assets. So anything, if a business, all our businesses are a lot about, you know, interacting with people, making their day-to-day lives, and we will be looking to introduce the performance, improve the performance of those industries. You know, we're contributing to those. So you take the water industry, we're making sure that we can try and understand and get to big sewers before they fail. So that does all of them actually, because if it fails, it stops people getting to work, it stops people using the sewers, and it wastes money. So a lot of it, if you can, you know, that's really why values actually work very well for Amy because we do that at one end of the scale and our colleagues do it at the practical end of the scale by actually undertaking maintenance more effectively has the same effect.
If I say something is maybe a bit general. So if you're familiar with the UK infrastructure, so it's a quite reasonable, well-developed one comparing with the China. They still have a lot of new build. They're expanding the infrastructure network, like underground, like roads, like the railways. So UK is more about getting more value out of the infrastructure system. Of course, there are like new development, new technologies you want to put in, but I think the principle of what we do is whether your work add value to the infrastructure network, and if that's the case, you ultimately making a better future by what you do now. So that's the core principle in this area. So it's in China, it's still in this mass build. I think if we want to move, I jump a bit to a later question, but if you want to move to a more sustainable future, which is part of the question, that's some lessons can be learned. That's something I firmly believe.
So part 4, actually, and this is kind of will be the biggest part in my article. So the first question, to Dr. Lee. So, do you think this business model, you just talked about so much, its succeed in UK, will it be successful in China?
I think in a principle-wise, yes. I mean, and the team.
Or maybe how do you think you can make it successful?
So if you build a team or build a business in China, I think what you want to make sure is people who work for the team, work for the business, are proud of what they do. That's, I think, definitely suitable anywhere when you do that. And secondly, you probably need to focus on the quality, what level of service you provide to your clients. So if you're happy with it, normally that's meet or exceed the expectations. That's really important, I think, the success factors in terms if you do business anywhere in the world, that's something we want to do. I think some of the factors service industry, I agree the service industry market is not as developed as in here. So people still need to get their head around if they purchase a service, what's the difference comparing to the purchasing a product. Well, I can purchase a product while I'm doing the service, I'm hiring consultants. I think that's some challenges, but that's the market itself. You can't just wait it to get mature in 20 years. But so you have to looking for some of be prepared to be flexible on that type of things as well. I think that's probably about what, because I'm talking from the perspective of our team, so that's what I believe is suitable for the Chinese market. Of course, it's a quite unique market by definition, so but I think keeping a high-performing team and focus on what you do, it's the long-term success factor. Yeah, that's what I strongly believe.
So, what do you think of it, Charles?
I think what Fan's saying is absolutely right, that wherever you are, the first thing you've got to do is do what you say you're going to do, is deliver, and you know, keep very close to your clients as you're delivering, so that everybody is expecting the same thing at the end, and it is better than you think. You know, the client, it's better than the client initially thought he was going to be. So I think, I mean, I would imagine that, well, I think from what I know of the Chinese market, they would be very interested in value for money. So I think delivering what you say you're going to